Hello and welcome back, everyone. I hope you had an enjoyable lunch break and are now ready for our next speaker, Zied Chtioui, with his lightning talk, Building Castles, Not Sandcastles, Strategies for Software Architecture Success. He's an iSAQB member and also a CPSA foundation level trainer. And as a software architect, he specializes in strategic and value-driven solutions for fund accounting software. Hi, how are you doing?
Thank you, Tess. Hi, nice to see you again.
Yes, you too. Thank you. The stage is all yours. You can get started if you like.
Thank you, thank you. Hope you can see the slides now. So I know it's quite challenging to present, especially after lunch, with that time constraint of 20 minutes. It becomes one of the most, let's say, complex tasks to achieve. But I hope you enjoy the talk. So let me tell you why this title. You probably have the dots already been connected in your head. Yes, the idea came when I was building sandcastles with my daughter last summer at the beach, as I was actually in a continuous search for a catchy title for my upcoming lightning talk, and at that time the analogy became clear. So we crafted an amazing sandcastle, and to see it only crumble with a single wave. And this made me think about the trends that are, I mean, quickly passing in our fast-paced world. On the flip side, we have the castles that are built with a strategy and stand for vision, and they are resilient against time. And that's how I decided to use sandcastles, castles, or the combination of both. And here we are with this title. Let's see next why this talk. So, uh, as you know, software architecture is a backbone of every software project. It exists anyway, whether intentionally or accidentally. And you see, in a field where in this field, the failure is not an option. So, in comes the question: why constructing robust and lasting software architecture is rare? Well, it depends, because here I believe that we are always, let's say, ignoring the fundamentals. And here in this talk, I'll share with you what made me guide all my projects to the safe land. So we'll talk about some strategies, and at the end, we'll see some challenges. So Tess already introduced me. I want to thank iSAQB, SQ Magazine, Line Data, and the Tech Train family for supporting me. You can see this later on these slides. So without further ado, let's start with the first strategy, or key, or whatever you want to call it, or a principle to build like software architecture castles like this one. So the first strategy, it's uncovering the core challenge in, easy words, understanding and defining the core problem to solve. So I want to start this by a story. So back in the 90s, a skyscraper had a problem. Actually, people were getting more and more annoyed waiting for elevators. The owners wanted to fix this issue, so they called field experts for a solution. And you see, the shocking answer was to spend millions of dollars to upgrade the engines and cables and make the elevators faster. So a meeting was held for the purpose, and a big question came up at the stage: why people get annoyed by waiting for only 5 minutes. After some interesting discussions, it turned out it wasn't slow elevators, but people feeling bored while waiting. So they decided that the solution should be something, sorry, the solution should be something around distraction, and the idea of mirrors came in. So mirrors were put everywhere, and the solution only costed some hundreds of dollars. So this is not only distracted people, but also it, let's say, uh, made the elevators safer because you can see who is behind you, and also provided the illusion of bigger spaces, which helped people for claustrophobia, for example. And this is one a version of the story behind mirrors in elevators. So let's see why this matters. As you can see, this clever solution shows that understanding the main problem is key to finding the suitable solution. So why uncovering the core challenge matters? Let me dive into some aspects here. Actually, because it helps for focus, means going beyond the surface level issues to address the fundamental problems. Also, it helps for efficiency. It not only saves time and resources, but also it ensures that we have a laser focused effort on solving the right problems. Also, here, without understanding the core problem, we cannot make innovation, because it's something essential to innovate uh, with. I mean, you cannot innovate if you're not understanding the core problem. And also, it makes every team member plays in harmony toward a shared goal. So here we have, let's say, focus, alignment, efficiency, and innovation. Of course, we have many others. So let's see how to achieve that. Uh, excuse me. So basically, here it's like solving a puzzle. Let's talk about here four key pieces. I will dig. I will just explain them briefly, because otherwise they will take each term will take, I mean, an entire workshop to explain it clearly. So we'll go through big picture thinking, which is my favorite, pre-mortems, right questions, and success criteria. And believe me, once this process becomes a practice, we'll probably talking here about my own experience. I usually figure out and anticipate and solve problems even in my dreams. Then once I wake up in the morning, I just evaluate the solution, and it proves effectiveness. Probably you have encountered this kind of experience before. So let me explain those terms shortly. First, sorry. First, big picture thinking. When tackling a task, we need to see the whole picture. Means considering the business goals, user needs, and tech landscape. This holistic view, combined with a focus on the core problem, sets the stage for building a solid software solution. So let's move to pre-mortems. Sorry. So actually, pre-mortem is to think about potential failures before they happen. And as we say, wisdom lies on avoiding problems and not solving them. So let me explain probably further this term. I mean, let's imagine we are about to launch a new software feature, whatever it is. Before we show it to everyone, let's do a pre-mortem. Think about the feature failing. This is the first, most essential thing in pre-mortems. Why would it fail? Are there possible bugs we haven't found? Could users find it hard to use, for example? And you see, by figuring out and fixing these problems ahead of time, we make it more likely that the launch will be successful. Next, asking the right questions. And to uncover the core challenge, we need to be great at questioning. Use techniques like 5 whys or 10 or 20, whatever you want, to dig deeper into the core problem. Here, I'm talking about healthy curiosity, revealing the root cause of that shape actually our decisions. And finally, defining success criteria, which you could think about it as a contract. It clarifies what done means, acting kind of a map to track our progress. This is vital in our ever changing field, because it helps us managing the project scope effectively and also protecting ourselves, because you have a set of defined success criteria that will be evaluated against later. And sorry for that. So as you may notice, these four pieces are our problem solving tools. They make this talk not just this task, sorry, not just achievable but also enjoyable. I don't know if you remember that scene from the Queen's Gambit where Beth Harmon is imagining the chessboard in the roof, and this by practicing this kind of pieces here, you will experience that kind of scene. If you forgot the scene or don't know it, here is the scene. I'm sorry. So let's move to the next strategy. As you can see, that understanding the core problem requires an effective and concise communication. So here we will talk about eliminating the way forward, means effective communication that drive progress. So you probably heard about that proverb that says, alone we can go fast, but together we can go further. Even though I'm not sure about going faster alone in software architecture is a valid statement. So let's dive why this matters. So the first one, and here, by the way, I'm talking about verbal and written communication. So the first one is strategic traceability. So since it ensures that strategic decisions, architectural choices, and their rationale are well traced and comprehensible, contributing to cohesive and transparent software architecture. Let's move to the synergetic vision here. It means that uh, every member aligns toward a common goal, and it helps in building and conveying a shared vision among the team members and stakeholders. Next one is efficient progression, as it reduces misunderstandings and contribute to efficient progress in software architecture project. And last but not least, sorry, is documentation, because I mean, let's say resilient adaptation, because here it's done by documentation, and it helps in understanding the rationale behind every decision we make. For example, we could use here ADRs to make things very clear. Enabling this enables team to recently adapt to the changing requirements. Let's see how to achieve that. So we have some here, some let's say keys to achieve the effective communication. The first one is goal clarity. Goal clarity, here we are talking about, for example, using the SMART goals, means specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. We could add inclusivity later on if you want to, for adding, let's say, including the stakeholders requirement in the goal. And you see this precision, alignment, and shared commitment to a common objective uh, will make the alignment in the project, in the communication, and make all the team and stakeholders aligned toward the shared goal. So let's move to the feedback mechanism, or feedback loops, or whatever you want to call it. I mean, you see, their vitality cannot be overstated, especially in communication. It provides opportunity for continuous improvement, keeping communication effective and aligned with evolving project needs. Moving to the leadership mindset, because it's crucial to infuse communication with the right mindset. This approach inspires ownership, contributing to a culture of accountability and building trust. And finally, talking about centralized communication ensures that this piece is easily accessible, acting like a single source of truth. This approach facilitates knowledge transfer, reduces dependencies, and provide stakeholders with a reliable reference. And you see, this clear documentation is critical for building a knowledge of a legacy, knowledge legacy. Sorry. So, and this will help for long-term sustainability. Keynote here, we make sure that information is conveyed in a way that resonates with stakeholders' understanding. So you need to use the right terminology in the right place with the right person. So let's move. And of course, this image is the total opposite of what I was talking about. Let's move to the next strategy, which is purpose-infused precision. Here, just a catchy title so that you can remember it later on. It means purpose-driven decision making, which is actually basically my philosophy here. So, why it matters? You see, in the dynamic field of software architecture, or the VUCA world that Uwe talked about yesterday, purpose-driven decision-making serves as a guiding force, offering a clear path to align choices with overreaching goals for sustained success. And as we delve on this paradigm, let's explore the following. So the first one is conviction in decision-making. Every decision, whether related to a technology stack or coding paradigm or say choosing a design pattern or programmatic modularity, gains significance when anchored to a concrete goal. This serves basically like a remedy for that shiny object syndrome that often leads people to blindly follow trends without rational or purpose. Like I mean, you might heard, let's adopt microservice architecture, and then they realize that this is a terrible bad decision. This is not suitable for their solution. Sorry. Moving to the enduring legacy. So a purpose guides not only short-term milestones but also long-term direction. Building enduring, we need to build, let's say, long-lasting systems and enduring projects. I mean, actually, it transforms our work into a legacy of meaningful progress. So next one, which is enhanced collaboration. You see, in diverse landscape, a shared purpose becomes a universal language, streamlining coordination and minimizing debate time, which is always, I mean, we can always face that during project debate. And by doing so, we direct efforts from debates and, I mean, useless thing to crafting a fruitful solution. And last but not least, which is effectiveness in value delivery. Actually, purpose-driven decision is centered around delivering value. That means prioritizing what really matters. A clear purpose acts like a compass, ensuring effective value delivery. So let's see how to achieve that. We can do goal driven requirement analysis, like linking each requirement to overarching goals. For example, we can use traceability metrics to connect each architectural component to a specific goal it addresses, and also do some regular alignment checks that assesses whether the current architecture still aligns of the evolving goals. And the good news here is that decisions are not irreversible when they are when they're discovered early. So we should regularly assess. And the impact assessment and trade-off analysis, trade-offs are always there. So if you're not seeing them, so you're not yet discovering them. So we need to make to assess and evaluate these kind of trade-offs before we do that. And this This holistic approach actually makes choices that aligns with the long-term goals. So let's move, and of course here the most important thing is that we need to have a common purpose. We cannot do that without having a shared purpose. So let's move to the last strategy, which is endless evaluation and improvement, or like you want to call it, continuously evaluate and improve. We should acknowledge that perfection is an ongoing process, not a fixed state, as its pursuit in software architecture is a dynamic journey rather than an attainable destination. So why it matters? Because it continues, because it helps to adapting to change. It We can also proactively make risk mitigation by identifying issues early and fostering a resilient architecture. Of course, we have the strategy of ongoing improvement and optimization process that ensures that the software evolves to meet changing requirement and expectation and public context. So also we could make, I mean, a quality assurance and user satisfaction. So to sum this up, endless evaluation and improvements provides opportunities to enhance the system iteratively, addressing emerging challenges and aligning with the evolving goals. So how to achieve that? Here we can draw from diverse industry, inspiration from diverse industries, like to elevate our architecture. And by the way, I want to tell you something here. The best design decisions, my best design decisions actually are inspired from a pizza factory and the car industry. So next one, it's the feedback loops and iterative development, which actually we already talked about that, because it's kind of a continuous refinement based on a practical insights and user experience. And we could conduct regular code reviews and use static analysis for robust and highly code. And of course, we cannot forget continuous learning, since it's the best investment we could ever have. So as you can see here, this culture carefully carving the details of this constantly evolving creation. It cannot be done without continuous evaluation and improvement. So let's move to the challenges and solutions. So we don't have enough time to do that, but know that every journey comes with its challenges. So here we have some of them: balancing short-term goals, resistant to change, complex decisions, ambiguous or evolving business goals. Of course, the list it's much longer than that. Here, some solutions: we could use iterative approach for incremental progress, involve team members in decision making, especially when there is a resistance to change. Like, for example, use decision making framework, or like, for example, I've used it already, decision matrix, or make kind of a workshop to decide. And the last thing is to establish a flexible architecture that allows for late decisions and use of the agile methodologies. And here I'm not talking about Jira, by the way. I'm not talking about the agile mindset. And as I said, the list is much longer, and sorry, the time does not allow for this kind of to cover all of them here. This is one of my best quotes: smoothly never made the skilled sailor. So every good journey comes with its challenges. And lastly, as a closing note, to prove that success in software architecture is not that hard to achieve, we need to figure out the main problem, communicate for progress, decide with purpose, and continually evaluate and evolve. And that's it. Thank you for your attention, and happy to answer your questions.
Hi, thank you for this inspiring talk. It was very nice having you at the SAG this year. We don't have questions at the moment, but I think that's okay because we're running out of time a little bit. And the next session here by Carola Lilienthal will
Thank you.
start in a couple of minutes. So stay tuned and thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.